Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We got it! We got
New 52 booklet.
it! Somebody clip this one.
Looking at Comics League Rewatch, I'm Jared. I'm here with Nick from the Phoenix Press. What's up, dude?
It's time we face the monsters at our door, bring the fight to them. Today we are canceling the Wonderbat apocalypse.
Yeah, that's true. So today we are talking about the Prometheon. Now, here's the interesting thing that I noticed immediately watching this episode. So the asteroid that like the creature is like pinned on, that's it's not listed as a piece of like trivia, but I get the feeling that this was a basis in the death of Superman. In the aftermath of the death of Superman, Cyborg Superman took Doomsday's body, attached it to an asteroid, much like this creature, and hurled it into space.
No, is this before or after the death of Superman, this episode?
Or like, it was called Superman Doomsday or something like that was the comic. I know there's a movie based on it, but there was a comic because what happened.
Mm-hmm. And while Jared is looking that up, hey Randy, how you doing?
How you doing,
yes,
dude?
It is fun taking shots at Lois Lane.
Yeah, it always is. Yeah, because Britt and I went on like a half-hour tangent at the end of the episode last night talking about Lois Lane. So that was fun. I succeeded in turning her into a Green Lantern fan, so life is good. So
it could be better.
My gosh, that stupid movie. I hate that movie with the fires of my hatred of Lois Lane. Except the one good part that Taladia brought up is that at least they killed Steve Trevor in that.
I mean, he was technically already dead.
Although I prefer the death in the comics because I think it's less like honorable that he just gets shot. The next Wonder Woman issue asks, "What's the use of Steve Trevor?" And I will answer that question. There is none. So continuing on with this. So for this episode, a giant, essentially a kaiju. I knew Nick was going to do a Pacific Rim intro, but a kaiju crash lands on Earth and starts wrecking shop, and Superman has to fight a kaiju. That's the plot of this episode.
It's very simple. Like, this is a very simple plot, but I gotta say they make it work.
Yeah, I like it, and it's actually really cool. So the name of the episode, Prometheon, is like it's a reference to Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods. So it's kind of cool because this creature steals like heat and fire. So basically, it's like a creature that was built for manual labor, and then it essentially got hungry and started to go crazy and started like eating essentially anything on the planet. So they sent it to space. Now, this episode again carries on the really stupid tradition of Superman having all these different suits, like a space suit I get, but a scuba suit.
But Jared, toy sales.
I know, or
that's the only reason they have these is toy sales.
Or the way they explained it is because our Superman is weaker, and I'm like, it's stupid. Ultimately. It's one of those occasions where the whole toy thing is the argument just gets really stupid.
Well, the problem is that they made a very clear thing that this Superman cannot breathe underwater or in space. Now, other versions of Superman have been able to go into space, like the Christopher Reeve one went into space, no problem.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, and I like the Invincible explanation of, you just hold your breath for a very long time.
That's what Superman does in the comics. He just holds his breath.
And lung power is kind of one of his super abilities. So, honestly, it should make sense that he could breathe underwater and go into space or whatever, you know.
Well, it's not just with the breathing. You're telling me he needs a suit to survive. I will say it was kind of fun. It was kind of cool when he's like hanging onto the asteroid as it's burning up in Earth's atmosphere, and the spacesuit burns off of him. That was actually really cool, and I think that was really well done the way they did that.
I will say what the one suit that is justified is a kryptonite suit.
Yeah, that suit's fine because any version of Superman is going to need a suit to handle kryptonite. That one I get. I 100% acknowledge that. It's just the space, it's particularly the space suit is where I'm like, well, come on,
But Kung
guys.
Fu grip. But
I
Kung
know.
Fu grip, Jared.
By the way, I will say before we do ratings, this episode gets the Hale bonus because Jennifer Hale voices one character, actually 2 characters, so it gets 10 points. She voices a female vacationer and a star lab scientist.
Is this their first appearance on the show?
Maybe. So this is the first episode that automatically starts at a 10 out of 10. So
honestly, I think it kind of gets another Hale bonus from it being your first appearance.
Okay, 15 points. So anyway,
this episode is purely carried by the Hale effect, guys.
Yeah, this is also the first appearance of General Hardcastle in the DCAU. He was the one who ran the science program that led to the creation of Galatea.
Oh, who's voiced by him? He sounds familiar.
He played Charles Napier.
Yes. Wait. Who's he voiced by?
No, I'm sorry. He's voiced by Charles Napier.
God, that name sounds familiar. I gotta look it up.
Well, let me tell you why. He voiced. He only did Hardcastle, but yeah. So that's again. It's really cool.
Oh, him.
Yeah. And
it's the guy from Rambo.
Yeah. And on that, it's really cool. See, going back to Superman,
Rambo's boss.
It's actually really cool going back to Superman and seeing all these different characters that we knew in Justice League, but then all of a sudden we're seeing their first appearances.
Read Randy's comment.
For some reason, Batman doesn't need a spacesuit in the comics. Oh, yeah. You mean when Jeff Zdarsky...
Because he's Batman.
It gets worse, Nick. Do you know how Batman covered his mouth? With a piece of his cape.
God.
He just tore off his cape.
Okay, I need to assign you that comic as an April Fool's. And
I have it. I like it it's a funny issue as a comic. I enjoy it. But that one part is utter BS. And before you say you have to justify why that makes sense, I'm just gonna say because he's Batman. That's it. That's all I have to say because that's a legitimate argument with DC freaking Comics.
Oh,
that's what people were saying.
The fact that you're not his Batmanness protected him.
His Bat madness. That's good. I love this. That's good.
God.
But so basically, again, this is Superman Pacific Rim, which I like it. I very much enjoyed this episode. Better?
What if Batman would have showed up in his Bat Jaeger?
Oh, you mean the one he used to fight Godzilla?
Yeah.
Because Nick, I got news for you. I read the full comic. That's not just a cover thing. That actually shows up.
I'm just going to say we're probably going to have to review that on my show.
And Nick, it gets worse. He basically drifts with Cyborg and the Flash because all 3 of them are piloting the mech suit together. It was literally Pacific Rim, and they have to cancel an apocalypse. I don't think they ever say it, but they literally say it. Dude, it is awesome. It is such an awesome crossover.
Yeah, that review will happen.
Yeah, definitely. So that's basically what this episode is. By the way, I will say I like how this creature basically resembled a lot of the Jack Kirby design creatures. A lot in this show is very Jack Kirby inspired. One
thing that I liked is with the monster, they kind of used a heavy use of shadows, kind of like the style that only DCU could get away with. He was drawn very much like a Batman kind of character, almost. It's like, all right, Bruce Timm, draw this one character and then get the heck out of our office.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Nope, Bruce, stay away from Lois Lane.
Stay away from Batgirl. Stay away from Batgirl. Everyone's tackling him to keep him away from Batgirl.
Oh god.
I would love it if I could do a skit in that office. It would be someone dressed as Batgirl running away, and then you just see Bruce Timm chasing her.
Oh god.
That would be hilarious. But anyway, so essentially that's the episode, and I'm gonna give it a 15 out of 10 because it's awesome. I enjoyed the episode, so it automatically gets a 10 because it's fun. Even though it's not like very story driven, it does what it needs to do. And then the other like 5, actually wait, so 10 automatic. So actually it's a 25 because it gets 10 points for being awesome. It gets an extra 10 points for the 2 Jennifer Hales, and it gets an extra 5 points because it's her first appearance. So it's 25 points.
Oh my freaking god.
25 points. Nick, how about you?
So I don't have the Hale effect. I have the Jennifer Bailey effect. But Jennifer Bailey is nowhere.
Jennifer Bailey.
Laura Bailey.
Aha!
Here we go.
Don't worry. I know to your old eyes, young people look alike.
Okay, I'll take that. But I have the Laura Bailey effect, and frick you, Jared. I give it an 8. It's a good episode, very entertaining. Like, there's really nothing wrong with it, but it is kind of like a fight monster. Stuff happens. It's a bit of a filler, but it's really, really good filler.
Mm-hmm. So the next episode, before we transition toward just general hangout and discussion, is but for some reason, okay, I already read that one. I just want to make sure I did. So the next episode that we are going to be discussing, I'm going to read the background information on it. So let me get to the episode. If Max can be easy to navigate. Speed Demons, The Flash! The first appearance of The Flash!
Oh god, so many as their jokes, so little time.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to do that. So transitioning to our Q&A. So Nick, speaking of Laura Bailey, have you watched the Legend of Vox Machina animated series?
No, I really need to.
You should. It's It's straight up Laura Bailey.
I know if I watch it, I'm going to give it 100 out of 10 just because Laura Bailey.
Every episode is going to be practically 100 out of 10 because she's in practically all of them. And
Isn't that just awesome. Like a animated version of the Critical Role campaigns?
It's literally they adapted their campaigns, and they're doing the next. They're doing their second campaign as well.
And I'll probably check it out at some point.
It's really good. The character designs and like art style is by the guy that did the DeCamu.
Okay, I like DeCamu.
Yeah, and the animation is actually pretty good. And again, it's Laura. Even if the animation sucks, I get the thing. You're still gonna give it practically a perfect score because Laura Bailey.
Yeah. Also, speaking of giant monsters, it's a bit of a tangent. I did watch Monarch Legacy of Monsters, and I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I like how they're going. I like how that show basically talks about. How genius was it to have Wyatt Russell play a young Kurt Russell?
Yeah, that was really great.
I can't believe no one's ever done that before.
I mean, they kind of have. In Young Sheldon, the mother who plays the mother is actually the daughter of the one who played the mother in Big Bang Theory.
Okay, that makes sense. But no, I'm saying but yeah, I mean, that is like one of the that's one of the of course you would do that because of course he's going to look like him. Have you watched Godzilla -1 yet?
I need to. Everyone's saying
really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so there was that. But so continuing on, so Barry, so what other questions do you guys have for us? It can be on literally anything: gaming, movies, TV, comics, whatever you guys would like to talk about. Why Nick is so old? What what else you guys would like us to discuss and address in terms of comic books. Before you guys ask, I will be doing a review on Absolute Batman. I just have to read it. Because I, unlike Comics Twitter, actually read comics.
I'm sorry, but like that character design is so freaking ridiculous. I refuse to read it. If you read it and you like it, that's cool. I'm not gonna stop you, from reading or liking it. I just have no interest. That design, like that symbol, the proportions, I can't get past it.
It's all good. What I am definitely going to check out is the new Tomb Raider animated series because it looked mildly interesting. So I'll go check that out, particularly since it's based on the Survivor trilogy. What? Why? Oh God!
That is a show that I am.
I know you refuse to watch it, Nick. I know.
Well, my thing. I can list my reasons, but we don't.
Go ahead.
Have to.
Go ahead.
The proportions look all wrong. She looks like a man. And also I don't like the idea of making Laura a lesbian. I just don't think.
Did they do that in the show though?
From what I hear they did. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I get the feeling it's one of those things where people said that where like some rando people on Twitter said they did but didn't watch the show or said they want them
and that very well could be it. I haven't seen anything. But also another thing is they took a character from the games who was like one of Laura's friends, like a black dude who was like a strong character, and they made him like an effeminate gay dude. And in the games, he was known to be a ladies' man. Oh
boy. Right, Randy asks, how do you feel about the sales numbers for the Absolute Universe so far? Well, all of them have been on above 100,000 issues, which that's anticipated because it's a new thing and all that stuff. What I'm waiting for is to see what the second issue drop off / third issue drop off. In other words, if it's not that big of a drop, and if it stays consistently at pretty decent numbers, then I would say we have something here. The very fact that like Absolute Superman and Absolute Wonder Woman are selling that well. In fact, this one comic book store said we so far have sold / pre-ordered more issues of Absolute Wonder Woman than we did with Tom King's Wonder Woman #1.
Suck it, Tom King.
So that's all I care about is that other series burning to the ground while this series thrives. Because again, imagine if the alternate universe Wonder Woman sells dramatically better than the main one, because they could just go to Kelly Thompson and say, hey, do you want to write the main Wonder Woman series as well? Because people like your handling of the character.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, the books are the books, particularly Wonder Woman and Superman, are really good.
Can I just say, comic book industry as general, they have desperately needed this for a very long time. Like we are returning, we are seeing the return of genuine enthusiasm for comics. Like I've said this for so long, it's not that comics are dying; it's that people aren't putting out a product that people want. I said the enthusiasm is there. It's shown by how strong the manga sales are. Like the manga has always been strong sales. I always said, you give people what you want, it's sold. And I've seen that theory play out time and time again. It's like they put Wolverine in the suit, the movie makes $1 billion.
Exactly. And the thing about this is like the advantage this has over like the new 52, for example, is that with this, they're doing it as an alternate universe. So you still have the main universe for the people that enjoy that. But then you also have the more new 52-y universe. Because it seems like for a lot of the Absolute Universe, they're taking inspiration from the new 52, which I'm fine with that. That was like my favorite era of DC.
How would you feel if they just reopen the new 52 world again as like let's say Absolute kind of peters out and they just relaunch the new 52 universe as their ultimate universe?
That would be great. It depends on who's in charge of it, because I don't want like Dan Jurgens in charge of it or Mark Waid. In other words, people that would intentionally sabotage it. Because you do have Superman writers that are pissy enough and jealous that they'll do that. They'll sabotage it just they can say, see, no one likes it.
And then And then what if? Okay, I'm gonna go full fanficky for Jared's benefit. So it's said that they're launching a new comic where they're gonna have two of the best members of the Trinity teaming up, and the
Superman,
comic
Wonder
is
Woman.
no, even better. The comic is called Super Wonder,
Yep, that would be dope.
drawn by Greg Capullo.
No, I don't want to be drawn by Greg Capullo. No.
Okay, here's my question for you. If they do a Super Wonder comic, which is like Superman and Wonder Woman being a relationship, teaming up, who do you want to be the creative team?
Well, if I could have anyone,
Alive.
Charles Sewell for the writer. He was the one that wrote the original one, and probably either Tony Daniel or Daniel Sampere. Sampere is the one who's currently doing the Wonder Woman book, or Dan Mora.
And Jim Lee does covers.
Jim Lee definitely does covers, and maybe for like the return issue, he does the interior art for like one issue. Like it's a particular. I got it. Because if I were writing this, if I were directing this, I would say we're going to do the wedding of Superman and Wonder Woman drawn by Jim Lee. He draws the wedding issue.
Yeah, that's the way I would do that if I was DC is I'd have that be kind of like a one-shot comic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a one-shot. It's not like a big event. It's just one issue.
Oh, it would be a huge event. It would be a huge event.
Oh, it would be you can't tell me that's not going to sell well. You can't tell me that comic is going to flop. Like, no.
Oh, yeah, and they have like 15 different variant covers, and Jared buys 3 of each.
Yeah. I would say, can someone draw one of Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot, please?
No, what they do is it's actually a live action cover, and they actually get Henry and Gal to kiss, and they put them in the costumes to have them kiss.
They could do that, and I'd be like,
yes! And also, the person officiating the wedding is Zack Snyder in this picture.
Actually, you know who I would have officiating the wedding? I thought about this. Star Sapphire Carol Ferris, because her ring is powered by love. So okay. No, but see, that's what I would do. Jim Lee would draw that. I would use Jim Lee to draw like the big, like monumental issues.
Okay. I'm actually kind of enjoying this. Let's continue. Who are the groomsmen, the bridesmaids for this wedding?
Hal Jordan, Bruce Wayne, Barry Allen.
Bruce is the best man.
Best man, probably either Bruce or Hal.
I think it'd be Bruce.
Because I always thought that like Hal and Clark are like bros.
Yeah, but it's just I feel like Superman and Batman have like this very close.
Yeah, but that's obvious. I kind of want to go with like one that no one's gonna expect.
Okay, who is Wonder Woman's maid of honor?
Maid of honor, Mira. Because in that era of DC, they were actually, you know what? Clark's best man is Arthur. Wonder Woman's maid of honor is Mira. Because they actually did a double date in that Superman Wonder Woman issue.
All right. Oh, and in this issue, you know, speaking of for a piece, so Cheetah and Metallo crash the wedding, and they both and then you both see them rip off the stuff, and it's like Wonder Woman's wearing her armor underneath her dress, and Superman is wearing his super suit under his tux.
No. They won't do it because they're asked, "Hey, should we go screw with the wedding?" And then it's like Metallo or Cheetah's like, "Yeah, break into a room with a bunch of gods. That would be real smart." Because when you think about it, the entire Justice League is going to be there. I'm not suicidal. and plus, it's like Cheetah's like, you know what? I respect Diana enough that I'll let her have this day.
She ends up just watching from the skylight, and Wonder Woman sees her, and they make eye contact. The woman just winks.
Yeah, and you could say Lex Luthor like buys the reception hall. He's like, my good buddy Superman.
God dang it!
And then Superman is like shaking hands with Lex, and Lex goes, "Oh, what a strong grip you have." Basically, do the BVS moment,
and then Perry White sends Lois Lane to cover the wedding. She's trying to refuse. She basically just spends the entire ceremony in the corner crying silently.
No, what you see is when she goes up to like interview Superman about being married, Diana sees she side eyes Diana, and Diana just kisses Clark's cheek. Like just to screw with Lois. This would be the other part of the issue, is just screwing with Lois Lane.
Also, Jimmy Olsen is a wedding photographer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And he's like, it's like, and we could say, see what else? What else could we do with this? Let's see. How else could we do this issue? This is actually really good.
During the reception, Bruce Wayne cuts in and has a dance with Diana, and he says, I always thought, I realize there was this one time we liked each other, but I feel like you and Clark.
No, they never did.
No,
we're not doing that.
All right, fine. I'll change it up. He says, you and Bruce are made for each other. I'm happy for you both. And they have a nice dance as friends. And then he goes, Let me have this one.
No, watch. So Diana throws the bouquet and Selena catches it and wanks at Batman, and Batman's like, God damn it, Kent!
And what you don't know is...
Wait, one more. And then Hal goes, yes, I'm safe. And then Carol just looks at him and he's like, kidding?
And what you don't know is Wonder Woman purposely threw it at Catwoman because Wonder Woman's like super good at like that kind of stuff. She did that deliberately to mess with Bruce.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then yeah, exactly. It's that. And then we even have like Shazam making jokes like the bat and the cat sitting in a tree, and then Batman goes, and Shazam getting punched in the gut.
Oh, I got one even better. So Shazam walks up to the bar and he's trying to order a drink. It's like, I'm sorry. Mr. Clark has deliberately informed me not to serve particularly you because you're actually 12 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Come on. I'm surprised they've never, like, they did that in the movie, literally.
By the way, and Hal's tux is just a hard light construct, so he's in a bright green tux.
And Clark walks up and says, oh, so you made your tux both green and animated.
Yes, I would so do that. I would so make that joke. I would even have Hal go to Carol and go, you look like Blake Lively.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
But there's an extended cut of Green Lantern that adds an entire prologue that basically actually shows the scene of the father blowing up.
Really?
So the way the movie is originally supposed to start is there's supposed to be more time with Hal as a kid. He runs onto the base and like hangs out with his father. He goes up. We meet Carol. We see Hector Hammond was also there as like a kid. They knew each other's kids. Even back then, he was trying to impress Carol. But then Hal showed up and basically upstaged him. And then in other words, that flashback scene where we see Hal's father's plane exploding, that was longer. That whole prologue. I watched it today, and it actually works really well. I get why they took it out, but I'm like, that actually works for the movie. So that would be actually really cool. But yeah, so that would be the wedding. By the way, what artist would you want to do variant covers for it?
Okay, this one shot.
Jim Lee, obviously, he has to do the main cover. Let me see.
Todd McFarlane's never had much connection with Superman, so I don't know.
Here's the thing: if George Perez were still alive, I would say him.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I know. I'm gonna have Dan Jurgens draw it.
Wait, is Dan Jurgens? I thought he was a writer.
He's also an artist.
Okay.
I would not have John Byrne write it because I don't want him to draw Wonder Woman as under 18.
Fair enough. I'm trying to think of, like, you're the Superman guy. I'm the Batman guy. So, like, I don't know who are the famous Superman artists. You know what I'm saying? If we're doing a Batman thing, I could name, like,
Ivan
Batman.
Reyes. You could do that one. He did a lot of the new 52 Aquaman. You could do...
Ethan Van Sciver.
He won't do it.
But I could see him doing a good job.
You could do Clayman. He does a lot of Tom King Batman.
Jared, there's one person who has to do a variant cover.
Who?
Alex Ross.
Oh yes.
For a moment like this, you pay the $20,000-$30,000 to have.
Plus,
Alex
dude,
Ross do it.
here's what you have to do him to hire him for this book. He did Kingdom Come, where that literally happens.
Yeah, Alex Ross is like, yeah, for this something like this, we'll pay like $20,000-$50,000 to have him do that cover.
Oh, for something this momentous, you better believe DC is going to be pulling all this. You saw how many variant covers they had for the Batcat wedding that never happened. Thanks a lot, Tom King. Oh, you know what else I would do? I would have a special variant that Superman as a Blue Lantern and Wonder Woman as a Star Sapphire.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could kind of play with this. You could also do one that's like that, because they did this great cover for Batman Catwoman, the miniseries, and I actually have it here. It's the cover of, I think it's the cover of this trade. Actually, but I have it here. Hang on. Because there was this great cover that they did where it's Batman and Catwoman, but from all the different eras of Batman and Catwoman. Hang on, I'll pull it up. Because this was actually a very good cover. And they have Batman in the BVS. By the way, did you know McFarlane is finally making a BVS Doomsday figure?
Also, can I just say, isn't it weird that we're still getting BVS merch when supposedly we should be moving on from the Snyderverse?
Well, not only that, we're getting BVS Wonder Woman, BVS Batman in the anti-Superman suit, and BVS Batman Batman in the Nightmare suit.
You know what that tells me? You know what all this tells me is it's very obvious Snyderverse merch sells. Like, because they would not still be doing like BVS figures. If this movie was as bad as people try to say it is, we would not be getting figures of it 10 years afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's the thing. That's what like WB cares about is merch sales. So really, when you think about it, this is just giving all the more ammunition to us. All right. I actually can pull up the cover on Google. So let me do this. Batcat cover. Let me do that because again, there is this fantastic cover that I would definitely use. So that way, in the same way that Batman often steals from other people's books, now he's having it stolen by him. But I saw the motion comic for Superman and Wonder Woman. It's really good. Yes, it is. And yes, there is a motion. So what someone did is they comic story-ed up the Superman Wonder Woman book where they actually voice it and they have sound effects and everything.
Oh.
Okay, hang on. It's really, really, really good. Okay, so it's number 12. All right, 12. Here we go. All right, here we go. So this is essentially what this cover is. So hang on, I'm just pulling it up so it'll show up. If only I could get a decent image, a cover image. But unfortunately, Google is being a real pain in the ass. But anyway, essentially what it is, it's a cover of Batman Catwoman, but it's them throughout like all different like variations of the characters. Like here we go. Essentially it's this. Hang on, it's coming up. Essentially it's this.
Okay.
And then it's like a wraparound cover. So you can even have like Golden Age Superman and Golden Age Wonder Woman. I would leave out Injustice for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
You could have Kingdom Come Wonder Woman. You could have DCEU. I would have that as an Easter egg. And Superman would have a sign around his neck that says "Restore the Snyderverse." Yeah, and then let's see who else could we have as a variant cover artist. Yeah, that's a good call on Alex Ross, definitely. I mean, yeah, if Ethan Van Sciver wants to do it, that would be interesting to do a variant cover. I think he would.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I got one. Ed Benz. I think you know his work. Hang on. I'm going to pull up an image of this, and you tell me if you've seen this guy's art. Hang on.
All right, and then after this topic, I have another one for you.
All right, here we go. So, look. Hey, what's up, Tavia? You've seen this dude's art before. Hang on. You've seen this guy's art before.
Oh, it looks familiar.
Yeah, he did a lot of the Justice League art for like in the early to late 2000s after Infinite Crisis. So what's this other topic? And what's up, Tavia?
All right, so you're making a comic book yourself, and I've talked about artists that I've always wanted to do covers for me. So, what artists? And we're gonna bring it into two tiers: pie in the sky and realistic. Name 3 artists in each tier. 5 in the pie in the sky, because I'm sure you can come up with more than 3, and 3 realistic ones that you want to do cover art.
So in other words, 5 anyone I want, and 3 within the realm of possibility.
Pie in the sky. The only condition is they have to be alive.
Okay, Jim Lee, Ed Benz, Alex Ross, Ethan Van Sciver. I would love that.
Ethan seems more like the realistic one, though.
Yeah, if I could afford his cover rate, yeah, that is very much that's more in the realm of possibility. Mm-hmm. And I would say Phil Jimenez, because here's why. Phil Jimenez was like a very prolific Wonder Woman artist. I would actually focus more on Wonder Woman artists because of the nature of my book.
Okay.
And so in terms of like pie in the sky, like Jim Lee, like okay, so 3 anyone I want.
They have to be alive.
Have to be alive. Oh God.
Because the assumption is
say George Perez.
Well, yeah, but the assumption is
I got it. Jason Fabok.
Yeah. Okay, so
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Finish yours and I'll go.
Yeah, so it's Jason Fabok. So my 3. Ivan Reyes, because he did a lot of Justice League, and I really love that series.
The 3 is the realistic ones that you could realistically get.
Oh, 3 is realistic. Well, Gabe El-Taib.
Okay.
I'm gonna count Ethan Van Sciver as realistic because I follow him and stuff. So it's assuming the funds, I can do that.
Yeah, because you've had contact with him. I'm sure if you got in contact with him and asked him, he'd probably do it for the right price.
Screw it. Joe M. Sontag. I love his art style.
Yeah, he's realistic, yeah.
All right, so how about you?
Okay, so 5 pie in the sky. Jim Lee should just be a free space, I swear. Mm-hmm. Greg Capullo.
All right.
Mark Silvestri.
Of course.
He's the closest I can get to Mike Turner.
Mm-hmm.
If Mike Turner was still alive, I would say him. But let's see here. I'm trying to not do ones that are like Scott Snyder is in the realistic category, first and foremost. Maybe Julian Garcia Lopez, the guy who took over on Titans after George Perez left. I'm not sure if he's still alive. But yeah, if I could, him. Just because his art on Teen Titans wasn't actually too bad. I liked it. Mm-hmm. He was a good follow-up to that. I'm not going to say Alex Ross because that's too easy. Mike Mayhew is we've talked about him before. I love his art. Oh God. Yeah, the realistic ones are Scott Snyder, Joe M. Sontag. I'll probably get him to do the cover for Volume 1, Creature. Gosh, I can't think of a third one, but there's got to be more. And if we're going to include like the ones that are dead, yes, George. And by the way, after this, we can talk about ones that are dead. Your picks. Neil Adams doing Screecher.
Oh yeah, that would work.
Ultimate Spider-Man artist. Honestly, him doing interiors wouldn't be bad.
Randy says, "What about Shane Davis? I could see Shane Davis doing my stuff."
I would love to have Rainey draws do Screecher. He'd be
He's a
amazing.
fantastic artist, particularly for like that demographic.
Yeah, because Screecher is a little more cartoony and whatnot. I think Rainey would do an amazing job on Screecher.
Mm-hmm.
I might actually hire her at some point. Like, and she seems like a really nice person.
Oh, she definitely is. By the way, here is Shane Davis's art style.
Nice.
Yeah, he did the art for like the first 2 volumes of Earth 1 Superman.
Nice.
Tevia suggests Jorge Jimenez.
That name sounds familiar.
Here, I'll pull up his art. He did a lot of the Super Sons book, but he also did like a lot of. He was like the main artist for Batman in like the recent Batman run. Hang on. Yes, where Batman crashed into like from space.
Not bad.
Yeah, so he does a lot of like anime. A lot of his stuff is very anime inspired.
Okay. So the reason I said Scott Snyder is because he did the George Perez.
Wait, Scott Snyder? He's not an artist.
No, sorry. Fucking hell. Sorry. The old man brain.
Yeah.
The Chuck Dixon. The Chuck Dixon run.
Oh, I know. Oh, you mean the Nightwing artist?
Yes.
How do you not know that guy's name?
It's called having a brain fart. Yeah.
But you reference that Nightwing run, like
Scott McDaniel. God dang it, Scott McDaniel. Because yes, like
obvious, bro.
Like having Scott McDaniel do a cover is a dream come true. Would be a dream come true.
Yep, and you can have it be like an homage to the Nightwing cover.
I really would maybe have him do that. Oh, but Joan Sontag would do a great Screecher cover.
Tevia keeps suggesting maybe the artist for the Invincible comics.
Maybe.
Which is like here, Ryan Otley. I met him. He's actually a pretty cool dude.
Nice. I can see it working.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing is, with Screecher, I don't want to do I don't want any like realistic artist. Because Screecher is definitely more in the cartoony realm, and I need an artist that has more of that style. Like Rainey draws would be amazing for Screecher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but by the way, people are asking on Twitter, if people didn't like the BVS movie or this universe, then explain Batman versus Superman merch in 2024.
Exactly.
Now here's the thing. McFarlane does do a lot of like homages to movies. Like he did one for Batman Forever and Batman 89. He does action figures for those still. But it is interesting how like we still get like a lot of merch for that.
Well, okay. Here's the explanation. There's 3. 1, it's Batman. 2, Batman 89 is one of the most iconic movies ever. It's right up there with like Superman 78, Iron Man. We will be talking about Batman 89 till the end of time. Like that is like one of the most iconic movies. As far as Batman Forever, as much as people clown on the Schumacher movies, people kind of have a grudgingly love for them. It's like, oh yeah, those movies from when I was a kid. They're so bad. Like they're so bad, they're good. They have that so bad it's good quality, and they're just really fun to watch and clown on. Like you watch it, oh, this is so bad, but it's fun to watch it still.
All right, everybody, chill.
Oh, if you're gonna do it right. All right, everybody, chill. You're not putting me into the cooler.
Yeah, exactly, and. Yeah, the other thing with that is but with this, I mean, Hot Toys is still doing Hot Toys on like the Snyderverse. So I'm like, if they're investing so heavily in this, they know. Well, it could also be because it's the most recent live action versions of the characters too.
Yeah.
So there is that. But still, it's like, it is interesting how for a universe that flopped, they keep making merch about it. Could it be because it always sells out?
Exactly. That is the reason why we're still seeing it. Money.
Like, dude, when ZSJL came out on DVD, it sold out inside of like 5 minutes. People were sending pictures of like empty shelves at Best Buy.
Is there a 4K version of the Snyderverse out there?
Of the Snyder Cut? Let me see. Amazon. I think they have a 4K like collector's pack that has Man of Steel, BVS, and ZSJL.
Because imagine if they put out a 4K UHD version of
there
the
is.
Snyder Cut. Okay, cool.
I think I have it. Hang on. Is that...
I mean, if you didn't, I
yes,
would be
I have
concerned.
it. I do have that. I have the 4K UHD version of it.
If you didn't have it, I would honestly be concerned.
Yeah. Tevye, of course he's going to get merchandise. Why wouldn't he get merchandise?
Merchandising. It's where the real money for the movie is made.
Yeah, but why wouldn't James Gunn get... Why is...
Well, there's only one situation where he wouldn't get merchandising. It's where WB knows it's a flop, they send it out to die, and they don't want to invest too much money into it. If James Gunn doesn't get merchandise, we should be concerned.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get some stuff, and reportedly there is merchandise stuff planned. So what'll probably happen is that we'll get stuff for Superman. What'll happen afterwards is determinant on how Superman does. Like, if Superman flops and they give it like one more project, I guarantee you the next project won't get as much merch.
Yeah, but I do think companies are starting to get a bit gun shy because you've had a lot of movies that come out where they're already getting discounted before the movie.
Look at the
out.
Flash.
Yeah. Plus, like a lot of these companies are looking at Star Wars, where these fans are posting, "Oh, look at this wall of Star Wars merch at Ollie's."
Yeah, it's because you make toys based on characters that no one cares about. No one really cares about. Like Rose Tico, of course she's gonna be sold out. No one really identified with the character short of the Star Wars shills.
Yeah, and even they don't really buy merch.
You know, it's kind of funny. I've been to toy stores recently. I haven't seen I haven't seen Acolyte stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
I do think Disney has learned its lesson. It's also why, if we're going to talk about Star Wars right now, it's why I think the Rey movie is on ice. Is because, I mean, who the frick thought that was a good idea? Like, I can see a Mandalorian Grogu movie. I can see the logic behind it. I don't think it's a good idea, but I can see how people would think it's a good idea.
I mean, yeah, but at the very least, with the Mandalorian Grogu movie, that's counting as a season. In other words, they're counting that as a season instead of just also doing a season like, let's say, 4.
I mean, it's meant as a culmination of that. I'm not going to say universe, but that portion of the timeline. So there is a hook to it. Like, there is a reason for it existing. Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order. It's like, not like, Rey wasn't really that popular to begin with. And, like, I'm sorry, Daisy Ridley seems like a nice enough person, but she's not that good of an actress. I'm sorry. Sorry, you're still muted, Jared.
She's not. She was very, 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 like... She Brie Larson through that entire performance.
Like, you can hate Rose Tico all you want, but the actress who played her, she was at least trying. Like, you could tell the actress was she at least came across like a decent actress. Like, she was
I want to put my fist right through this whole town.
But the actress herself was trying.
Yeah, at least she tried to make it work. Even Finn.
Well, sorry, I like Finn. I will defend Finn.
No, as a character, I like Finn. The potential they lost with that.
And the actor who played him is great.
Oh yeah, John Boyega was great. I see. Here's the thing: it's not like with the it's not like we didn't have like a solid cast that could have carried it on when we got to the sequel trilogy. It's just they abandoned the plot points that were interesting, like a stormtrooper that's possibly going to be a Jedi.
They wasted Oscar Isaac so badly.
Oh yeah, because he was so badass in that.
Yeah, like even with like I'm sorry, like he did the best he could with the Palpatine line, and imagine if like he had, like you could tell he was trying. Like I love that scene because he's like looking down, like even he realizes just like that's the best take we had. We had like 57 takes of that, and he had his head down every take.
Yeah. By the way, Tavia brings up if we were doing Old Republic. Honestly, here's the thing, Tavia. Ordinarily, I would say yes, but I'm gonna say no because here's why. I don't trust Lucasfilm. I don't trust modern Star Wars to handle the Old Republic. I really don't.
So okay, Jared, I'm gonna make you very happy. So Disney Plus announces a KOTOR series with Keanu Reeves as Revan, and for Bastila, they're hiring Jennifer Hale.
No, here's why. Again, I don't trust the people in charge. They'll make Bastila the girl boss.
But what if let's take that out of the equation? How would you react?
Then I'd be happy. But again, that's not going to happen in the foreseeable future.
Like, she's way too old to be playing Bastila, but you can kind of make that work.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make an animated movie and have her play Bastila, yeah, absolutely do that.
Or just like an older Bastila, like a Jedi Master kind of thing.
Yeah, because remember, there is an entire book that takes place after the Knights of the Old Republic that tells what happened to Revan. It's called Revan. Yeah, so that's the thing. And also, yeah, Randy's right. Kathleen Kennedy didn't do Daisy Ridley any favors. Yeah, exactly. The Force is female.
Yeah. Plus, honestly, if you look at like Daisy Ridley and other stuff, she's better, but in no way is it like okay. She's like it's acting better, but it's like going from a 1 to a 1.2, 1.2.
I don't think she has the chops to carry her own movie. I really don't.
No. See, my thing with Daisy Ridley is she always has like the same expression in every shot, every like photo of her, and
so you're telling me she's like the girl from Twilight? But
it's a shame we never covered that movie.
Tavia, again, my answer is going to apply to any question that would that you could say on would you do this movie? I do not trust WB. WB. I don't trust them either. I don't trust Lucasfilm to do anything with Star Wars right. So no.
Okay, here's a question for you: who would you trust with an Athena movie or streaming series?
Zack Snyder.
No, what studio or streaming service?
Or Netflix, honestly. Because here's why. Everything they've done that applies to this, like when you take into effect Twilight of the Gods, there's even Blood of Zeus, Rebel Moon. I've loved everything they've done with it. I know that, plus I can get Zach to work on it then. And it's like, with that visual style, I think that could really properly represent my characters.
You know, I could just imagine you're in the Netflix offices negotiating the rights. It's like, I just have one condition. I want Zack Snyder to direct it. They look at you and be like, okay, we can do that.
I will wait however long it takes. I know he's busy. If it's possible, I will wait however long it takes.
And then you meet with him, and the first thing you do is you have him sign your Snyder Cut Blu-ray.
Oh, I would show up with a backpack full of shit. I'm like, can you sign all my comics and my DVDs and my Trident?
And then he comes on Comics League Dark and or whatever. Or
yeah, that would be great. That still got to happen. What about an actual Halo
Wonder Legacy?
I'm not sure if he's a Super Wonder fan though. Well, that would actually be fun because he did represent a certain era of Superman that we talk about all the time on the show. So that's not actually a bad idea.
That's a 10K viewer stream right there.
Any of the streams that feature Zack Snyder, oh, hell yes. Hell yes. That's the one where all of the co-hosts are required to show up because I'm not we are all interviewing Zack Snyder.
Yes, and whatever stream he lands on, the Super Wonder question will come up.
What I mean is he's going to be on my channel, but all of us are going to be there.
Yeah, whether it's CL Dark or Super Wonder Legacy.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Super Wonder question is going to show up. That is. I wouldn't ask if he supports over close. I would just say, what do you think of this pairing?
Yeah, because like he's made anti-Wonder Bat comments, and I feel like you'd want him to clarify it.
Yeah, and just say, would you ever do a movie where you paired Superman with Wonder Woman?
Yeah,
because I could say, they did a comic that had him facing Zod and Feora, and he could go, interesting. Hey DC, do you know how you're telling how we were talking about doing DC stuff? Because reportedly, as part of because he's had because it's confirmed the 300 prequel series is happening, and according to people I trust, like Sil, he has had conversations about doing DC work. So if I nudge him and say, "Hey, man, you got this," and you could bring back, because can you imagine they bring back the Zod and Feora actors as Zod and Feora, and then they do the first volume power couple with Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot. Bring back the music too. As far as just do it. That's all I want.
Here's how I see them doing this is one of the Superman sequels for James Gunn. You see the Snyder Flash appear, whether it's Ezra or Grant Gustin as the Zack Snyder Flash.
No, it would be Dylan O'Brien.
Okay, sorry, I had to bring that one back up. And they use that as kind of maybe they could do a Crisis on Two Earths kind of thing. Instead of doing Darkseid, do Crisis on Infinite Earths.
They could do a cross. Well, here's the thing: they didn't even have to cross them over because according to James Gunn, unless he changed his mind again, there's Elseworlds.
Well, here's what I would do. James Gunn would never agreed to this. He'd probably have it do the reverse. James Gunn is Earth 2. The Snyderverse is Earth 1.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That would be fun.
I will say this though: if we do have Zack Snyder on, there is one burning question that we need settled, and this is a deep cut from Comics League lore right here. Me and Jared have had heated debates.
Oh, we're gonna ask you to explain the Martha moment.
Well, actually, yeah, that too. But so Zach, which Robin is the one you killed? You remember, Jared? We had heated debates about this
because he has said it's Dick Grayson.
But in the movie, there's nothing in the movie that supports it, and I think that the gravestone isn't even in the movie.
Yes, it is. I've seen it
very briefly, and it's blurred out, whatever.
No, but the point is, if he wanted to have Nightwing show up, he could just cut the change the aspect and in other words, cut that gravestone out or remove it in post, and then there you go, you're done. You don't even have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, that was basically going to be my follow-up question to where, did you have plans for any of the other Robin characters or their things like Nightwing, Red Hood, Tim Drake, Jason?
Because if you remember, in the original slate, there was a Nightwing movie.
Yeah, that's why it being Dick just felt like a really, really bad idea. I think it should have been Tim or
Jason, but yeah. So that
perfectly sets up on the Red Hood. It perfectly sets that up.
Yeah. Not Carrie Kelly Tavio, because we're talking about the Robin that dies. Because again, I said back when we did an episode on if the Batfleck movies happen, I said, how great would it be if this is a Batman that has killed and is struggling with that, and then Jason shows up, and then Batman says, we're not supposed to kill, and then Jason says, I got it from you.
Yeah. See, I can see us asking a lot of lore questions, and he'd probably be more than happy.
Oh, he'd answer it because he loves doing it and stuff.
And then watch our stream gets referred to because we actually answer lore questions with the Snyderverse.
And watch, that's the one where he announces he's coming back to DC to complete his universe.
No, Zach's hey guys, I don't know, it's like really warm in here. Let me just take off this hoodie. And he unzips it, and it's God dang it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the point is, how hilarious would it be if that's the one? If like he comes on my channel and that's the one where he announces he's coming back. He goes, "Oh yeah, funny you should mention that."
No. Here's how I think it should happen. So you're doing the stream, and you're doing on StreamYard, and all of a sudden another person pops up in the waiting room, and first you don't see the and then they turn on the camera and it's Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a second, Henry Cavill?
And then Zach says, "Hey, I hope you don't mind. I sent the StreamYard link to a friend of mine. We have something to talk about." And then Henry Cavill comes on the stream.
And I'm like, if that were to happen, I would say, who would mind? Who would mind? And then like Gal Gadot shows up and I go, "Hey, Henry Gal, would you want to do a Superman Wonder Woman movie? Please say yes. I think you guys would be great."
You know what the problem with having me in a stream with Henry Cavill? Because it would very quickly descend into me and Henry talking about World of Warcraft and Wheel of Time for like 5 hours.
Are you sure he has read Wheel of Time? Watch. He goes, "I love that show."
He actually is a Wheel of Time fan. He said that's actually what sold me on Henry Cavill, is when he said he was a Wheel of Time fan.
That would be hilarious though if he says, "I did enjoy the show though."
He would probably say some sort of like neutral answer or whatever.
Yeah, and then I would say, "Suck it, Nick. Enjoy it. Enjoy the pain."
Oh, and then you are subjected to 2 hours of me and Henry just talking about Wheel of Time.
I would eventually divert the conversation to me and Gal and say, "Hey, what happened with 1984? I want to know this. I want to know this."
Oh God.
But yeah, that would be crazy if that's how it happens.
No, Gal's coming on Super Wonder Legacy.
Superman Wonder Woman movie with these two, and I'm like, yes.
Oh, and imagine for the next episode of Wonder Legacy, you have the guest Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot.
Dude, if that, yeah, that is a. Can you imagine Britt and I interviewing Henry and Gal? My God.
That would be so good.
Yeah. Oh, I have them voice that part of Justice League 12 where Superman and Wonder Woman talk about being lonely, and then the characters kiss.
Oh God.
That becomes a short on my channel. I would comic story it up. I would take the audio and then put like all the visuals and say Justice League 12 as voiced by Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot.
I just think Gal being on Super Wonder Legacy would just be such a great episode.
That would be so much fun. I've always wanted to interview her because she seems so nice.
Yeah.
If only.
I mean, Henry, I just want to talk like Wheel of Time or World of Warcraft with him. You know what, two of us would nerd out.
Yeah, but again, I would have to keep it more on Superman and stuff because that's what sells people on coming to this channel.
Yeah, you probably let it go on for like 5 to 10 minutes because, like,
I'd give you 5 to 10 minutes, and I'd say, "Okay, nerds, let's continue on talking about a guy that's in a cape and tights and gets his power from the sun."
It's like okay, Nick, I let this go on for 10 minutes. You've had your fun.
Yeah, had your fun. Don't make me have to put you in the naughty chair.
And then what happened? Me and Henry would laugh. We'd get back on topic with you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and then yeah, exactly. But if that is like the biggest dream, and honestly, through Zach, that's probably like if we could get a mutual connection with Zack Snyder. In other words, if Zach becomes like a guest, that is because he has connections, so we could get Ray on the show.
Ray Fisher?
Ray Fisher to talk about Cyborg. That actually is also realistic, I think.
Yeah.
I could also get Ray Porter and say, "Hey, I appreciated your 1,000 subscriber thing."
That actually might happen because we've kind of built that thing. Okay, as far as guests onto your channel, what are some dream ones?
Jim Lee, obviously. Charles Sewell. I'm working on that.
What if you actually got Bruce Lee to Bruce Timm to come on the channel?
Bruce Timm, I would say, okay, so I want to talk about The Killing Joke. Why?
Supposedly Bruce Timm is a lot more mature and he regrets the stuff. So I'm thinking
supposedly.
So if I could see you guys actually having.
I would be nice. I joke, but I would be nice. Actually, you know what I would mainly do, and this would be the same thing if I even somehow got Tom King. I wouldn't talk about the controversial stuff. I'd say, yeah, I didn't like this, but here's some stuff of your stuff that I did like.
Yeah,
because you don't want to ambush the guest because they're not going to become a regular guest. That's the thing. There have been stuff that Sam has been involved with that I didn't necessarily enjoy as much as his other stuff, but I don't harp on that because there's many more stuff that I do like of his.
Oh, Jared. Okay, this is gonna be a funny situation. Imagine you're doing like a live stream, like with a lot of industry people, and then all of a sudden Kelly Sue DeConnick appears.
And I would say, "Oh yeah, I didn't buy your comic."
But what about being nice?
No, I'm only kidding. You know who I would love to get on is Jeff Johns to talk about Green Lantern, particularly for me because I love Green. Because for those of you that don't know, Green Lantern is like my fourth favorite DC character, and his run particularly. So to be able to talk to him about that would be dope.
And if that happens, I'll be so excited to be in the chat and hang out there with you.
Yeah, exactly. Who else would I want to have on?
Tevya. I don't think either Bendis. No,
absolutely not. I would not. I could talk about. Okay, so why? That'd be the one question. Done.
I will say, if we got Jason Momoa, that would be such a fun stream.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because can you say my man?
Also, like, you'd probably be like, Nick, do not bring up Amber Heard. Even though we all kind of know Jason is kind of on Johnny's side, but probably best he doesn't publicly talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Jason Fabok is another person I would love to get on the show.
Yeah.
He's an artist. Let's see, who else? Who else would I love to get on the show that I think would be really fun?
Imagine if we got Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, imagine we got Ryan Reynolds. And I would say, first off, Ryan, this is a Green Lantern friendly stream. We love Green Lantern.
I mean, he would probably say, like, I like Green Lantern too or some shit.
Yeah, he would say, I joke, but I actually do like that movie. And I'd be like, yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah, like, we'd probably say, like, yeah, actually, I would defend it or whatever. And then he would just go, like, why are you defending that piece of crap movie or whatever?
And I would go because compared to a lot of superhero movies that came out recently, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
If he were alive, I would have loved to have gotten Stan Lee on the show.
Oh, God, that would have been big.
Yeah, that would have been really great. Yeah, I'm working on the Charles Sewell thing. I'm definitely going to try and get Charles Sewell at least on Super Wonder because he wrote like the first volume that everyone loves of the Superman Wonder Woman book. And he said that if he were to come back to DC, it would be to complete that story because he never got a chance to complete it.
Todd McFarlane would be a great interview.
That would be fun. And we could talk about action figures too. Because I would love that. Absolutely.
That would be a great
If I got
interview.
Silvestri, I'd have you on, obviously.
You better.
Let's see. Who else would be fun? Who else would be really fun to get on the show and talk?
Well, the thing is, if I got Marv Wolfman on my channel, I would bring you on, Jared.
Yeah,
well, to be fair, probably
and I enjoy Crisis, so I would want to be on that.
Yeah, Marv Wolfman would be a dream.
I would also want Jim Craig because he was the creative voice behind the Tomorrowverse, and I'd love to talk about how does it feel being the first animated universe to actually respect Wonder Woman.
What about the DCAU Wonder Woman voice actress?
Eisenberg? I could. I wouldn't say no to interviewing any of those people, really.
Yeah.
I would love to have Phil Lamar on, and I could ask a bunch of Green Lantern questions.
That would be great.
No, and then I would have the Superman voice actress and say, okay, I got to ask this because everyone's going to roast me if I don't. Please do the World of Cardboard speech.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to interview Michael J. White. I love that guy.
Oh, you mean Spawn?
Also, having Dante Bosco on would be a dream come true.
Obviously, the voice of Master Chief. I would love to do that one.
If I get Dante Bosco on, I'm gonna have you on there just to torture you.
I would say, okay, so what was the deal with season 3 of Avatar: The Last Airbender? Anytime you have me on for with an Avatar voice actress, I'm going to ask that same question. Why did the quality go down?
And then they say, Jared, I was part of Legend of Korra.
Dante Bosco was part of season 3 of Avatar: Last Airbender.
No, but let's say you said any Avatar voice actor.
No. I would do my research to make sure I'm referencing the right show.
Also, Dante Bosco actually did do voices in Legend of Korra, so screw you.
Okay.
He played General Iroh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Iroh?
God dang it! I should have saw that one coming. I should have. I did not see that coming.
That was so good. Oh my gosh, that was so worth it. Oh gosh, that was so
I hate you.
worth it.
I hate you so much right now.
Yeah. Honestly, here's the thing. I know he's controversial, but if I ever got the opportunity to have EVS on the show to talk Green Lantern, I wouldn't pass up that opportunity.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know you've had Joe Sontag on. He's cool.
Joe Sontag is awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously Eric July would be.
Eric July is the other one I really want to get on because then I could talk about like making a comic book company. Let's see. Who else would I?
You know, we should have on Bancroft. You should get Bancroft on.
That'd be good. That'd be fun.
Yeah, he's possible.
Mm-hmm. Let's see who else. Chris Claremont. There is that.
Tara Strong.
Yes. You can ask her. You can ask her. So about Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, Tara Strong would be amazing. Jim Starlin. Holy crap, that would be great.
I gave my card to Jim Starlin.
Oh, speaking on that question, Dan DiDio would be a great interview.
Yes! That's one that I really want because I would love to get his information on the new 52. I should ask Robert because Robert has actually interviewed him.
Dan DiDio is actually a really nice guy. And oh god.
I would 100% love to interview him. 100%.
Frank Miller.
Oh hell yes. I would say, can you say I'm the goddamn Batman?
Also, like Mark Millar would be a good one.
Oh yeah, that'd be super fun. I love that. I would say, okay, so explain to me the R word of Wonder Woman and how DC took that seriously. Oh, by the way, Scott Snyder. That would actually be a good interview. I would love that. I probably could because he's going on a lot of shows to promote the Absolute Universe.
You should try.
I actually should. That'd be a good thing. Maybe I'll shoot him an email.
John Romita Jr.
Yeah.
He's had a really good career.
No, I know. It's just he's not like an artist that like has done a lot of stuff that I really enjoy. Philip Kennedy Johnson, 100%. I would love to get him on.
Dave Gibbons.
That'd be more for you.
Yeah, and the other thing is Dave Gibbons is actually a lot more personable.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there is a reality in which I could get Dave Gibbons to come on and talk about Watchmen.
I could probably get David Finch. He did like a lot of Batman and also Wonder Woman. I would primarily focus on like Superman and Wonder Woman creators because of the way my channel has been.
Yeah, you know me. I'm Batman. I'm the Batman guy. So,
I would say Tom Taylor, but he blocked me for no reason.
Oh, imagine if I got Paul Dini.
Yes.
Randy, I've actually had Chuck Dixon on my channel before.
Me too. That was like an early Comics League interview I did. If you want me to have him on again, I can reach out. I would love to do that. I could get Mike Barron on again, and we can just hang out about stuff.
Honestly, I need to get Chuck Dixon on the Comics Watch again to have him just talk about like the Nightwing stuff and like a lot of his career. I need to bring him, especially now that I'm doing live streams. I need to talk to him.
Yeah. I would love to. I would love to get Chuck on because he did say that like of the two, Superman and Wonder Woman works more than Wonder Bat.
You know what? I'm actually going to reach out to Chuck and ask him. He'll probably say yes, or maybe not. I don't know.
Me too. We'll see. I could also have Gabe on again. Maybe I'm sure he'll come on too.
Yeah, Gabe's really great. But yeah, I need to have. It's actually been a while since I've interviewed Chuck, so it's kind of.
Who's a really cool guy that I've interviewed a lot of times is Von Coleman.
Oh, is he the Prometheus guy or whatever?
No. Von Coleman is the. Oh, you mean Phenomenova? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I've actually becoming friends with him. I could probably get him on my channel.
Yeah. He's a really cool guy. And here's the good thing about that. He doesn't like the Snyderverse. We managed to have fun conversations about it.
Yeah, he actually had him on. He actually had me on his channel, Screecher. So I could probably ask him. He probably would do it too.
Oh, he so would. He totally would. Will Freddy?
I mean, that would be awesome. Jared, imagine
again if he were alive, Kevin Conroy.
Oh God, yes. I the only thing that's bad is Kevin Conroy had a cameo. I wish I could have paid for him to do a cameo for me or you, Jared.
Yeah.
And I know that if he were still alive, you probably would have paid for him to do a cameo for me.
I would have done that. I would have said, "Hi, I'm Kevin Conroy, and you're watching Comics Watch."
Or something, yeah.
I would do the Phoenix Press, so that way, if you ever decide to not do Comics Watch again, you could still use that.
Yeah, but imagine having Kevin Conroy either on my channel or yours. That would have been such a good conversation.
We could have done both. We could have done a simul stream.
Honestly, for someone like Kevin Conroy, yeah, I could see that working.
It's like if we did Zack Snyder, that's probably what I would do.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. Oh God. What about Tim Daly?
Yeah, exactly. Is he the one who did the World of Cardboard speech?
No, I think he's the one from STAS.
I would still have him on to talk about the early Superman show. Definitely.
I don't know. For me, he's the voice. To me, Tim Daly is a Superman, like Kevin Conroy is a Batman for me.
That is true. That's a good one. He's a little controversial, but Mark Hamill. I mean, yeah, for a fun conversation about geek stuff, yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Mark Hamill's politics are crap, but when it comes to interacting with the fans, I actually hear he's a pretty decent guy. Like, if we're basically blowing sunshine up his butt for an hour and a half, it would probably be a pretty good time.
Yeah, obviously, because remember, I don't talk about politics on this show, so there's no reason for it to turn into that.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, you mean the woman who's been harassing Screecher this whole time? Oh wait, sorry, wrong Kathleen.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's a good place to leave it. So, but let us know what guests you would love to have on Comics League, and we'll talk about that. But anyway, so Nick, where can we find you, and what have you got coming out on your channel?
All right, so tomorrow we got Comics Watch. We are covering Ultimate Spider-Man, the Volume 1, the recent iteration of it. I read that recently, and it was really freaking good. On Tuesday, we got the gaming streams. We're doing some more Chrono Trigger. Then on Friday, we're talking about Halloween memories on the Frenzy. And on Saturday, we'll be wrapping up BioShock. We were actually really close to the end there. But one more. Just one more stream.
I know what you were doing with that, Nick.
Imagine if we had J. Michael Straczynski on.
Yeah, and talk about, okay, please explain. I'm confused here.
If you have him on, you have to have me on. You subjected me to that. You owe me.
I can bring that up. Yeah, exactly. So wait, there's a rumor of new DLC for the Arkham games. Do you know anything about that? Taladia probably would, but I don't. But here's the thing. If they're doing what I think they're doing, it could be that they're starting to add a bunch of recent Batman skins into the Arkham games, which if they did that, awesome. I would so be I would love to. I've said for the longest time, I want to use the tactical ZSJL suit in Arkham Knight. which is
I mean,
why when I get a gaming PC, that's about the one console game I'm also going to get a PC just so I can have that mod.
I will say this: if they do it, it's going to be to Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
But I mean, they did add Bat Patterson, so the ability to add content is still possible for that game.
Maybe they also add the Patterson Batmobile.
Yeah. And I mean, there has been like games that got DLC 10 years later. So,
well, yeah. How long were they adding in suits to Spider-Man?
yeah, and like I could see them doing like instead of doing an Arkham game, they just do like a full on DLC for Arkham Knight. That's kind of like a mini adventure, like maybe a new area or something. I could see them doing that.
Mm-hmm. By the way, fun DCAU meme to end us out. This was shared in my group chat by Daniel, and I feel like this is something that we need. It says, of course, the Justice League will pay for the damage. And there's Batman going, wait, what? Because remember, he finances the Justice League, so technically he would be paying for the damage.
Where's that one? There's this one movie where like Justice League is talking about budgets, and Batman says, "I'll pay for it," but then Wonder Woman offers to pay, and he's like, "No, like whatever money you make from the Wonder Woman dolls is nothing. I make that in a minute."
I don't know where that's from. There was this great part, Nick. Remember in the Justice League Power Rangers crossover where Batman goes to pay for everyone's lunch, but his money's no good because it's from his universe.
Yeah,
I love that part. By the way, so in terms of comics, Barry. So do you want to promo Screecher?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Let me just grab the link for you, Lucky.
While he does that, so for in terms of Comics League, so Britt and I did an episode of Super Wonder Legacy where we talked about Green Lantern and Carol Ferris Star Sapphire and compared them to Super Wonder, and I turned Britt fully into a Green Lantern fan. In fact, I gave her a reading list and a watch list, and she's been going through that all day today, and she's been really enjoying it. So that's the first one. Next week, we're going to do essentially that concept, but we're going to do it with Batman Catwoman. And then in terms of what is coming out. So looks like I'm going back to my regular upload schedule. So on Wednesday, I'll be not only releasing a review of Absolute Batman on my channel, I will be doing a review of Absolute Batman on Taladia's channel live as well. So you're going to get double me talking about Absolute Batman. Please support both.
That is absolutely insane, sir.
I know, right? It's absolute pandemonium. And in terms of Under Two Capes, we'll see what I won't want to talk about this. I think I want to do a sales discussion on why sales matter over like critical reception of books. That might be a fun conversation to have about, because we could turn that into sales for anything, whether or not it's like Snyderverse, it's gaming or something like that. Why sale? Because that's a conversation I see on Twitter all the time, that sales don't matter as much as audience liking the product.
Sales are literally everything.
In fact, there's a perfect example of that with Transformers 1. So you know what? That's the conversation. We will do that. So it's going to be on sales. And then next week for Crappy Movie Night, I forgot to announce this last night, we're going to do Ghostbusters 2016. Oh,
are you going to make me answer the call?
Yes, you have to be that one. You have to be there.
I think it's going to come down with something here. It's like a week-long flu. It's going to end. And
do you still want to promote Screecher?
I suddenly got better. I feel better all of a sudden.
There you go. That's what I thought. So we're going to do that. And then trust me, we've been building toward what is arguably one of the worst movies on the list, but we wanted to end off with this very specially. So in terms of, Comics League, stay heroic, everyone. Sorry. Almost forgot. So here we go. So I'll put the link to Screecher. So Nick, regale us.
All right. So as Jared, I put in the private chat for you. And I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you to everyone who was able to get us funded. Do you need me to share it or something?
I got it.
Okay. And so Screecher is funded. Thank you, Confetti, everyone. You're awesome. And now we're going for stretch goals. So if you want a print, I have a print that is going to be the cover for issue 4. And if you want a print of it early, just get us the $2,000. And everyone who has a physical order will get that print for free.
Mm-hmm. by the way. So because you got funded.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, so be sure to back Screecher, even though it's funded. It's a very important project.
Toss a coin to your Screecher.
Jesus. So
it's been a while since I bust that one out.
Oh, you know what? One more for you, Nick.
I can't wait till your campaign comes out and I can just throw all my money at it.
Yes, I know exactly. You'll be doing this. You'll be doing this.
Yes, I'm going to throw all the money at you.
Yeah. So stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod. Zoe is the Maxibat for life. See you later.